Before we kick the video off, I want to let you guys know about Eliteify. It's the AI coach you can link your Faceit and MM games to, and it breaks them down, tells you what to improve on. My favorite thing is this mapping tool, which tells you what positions you're winning a lot of your fights as compared to losing them. Does the same thing for smokes and flashes. Bring up on the map, it tells you which ones you're using well, which ones you're throwing at bad timings. There's also more of a breakdown into your aim, tells you if your counter strafing's good, your crosshair placement, all of that. And same thing with utility. Your HE is doing a lot of damage. Are you dying with too much utility on your belt? What exactly is going on there? So try it out for free in the description box below. That time again, where instead of my usual analytical videos, I'm going to give you some quick fire tips and tricks and some new stuff that pros are using that you might not have seen covered before. Now the first thing's going to be coming out upper on train. Obviously this smoke, not particularly new. We all know how it's a good lurk smoke to do an upper pop or rotate back to outside. But a flash some teams have been using is this particular one here, where they'll throw this, have some of their third player scaling upper through this, as two players pop through the swing. You see it's going to land behind this area here, blind any of the AWPers playing back here. Pretend I've got an AWP, I'm going to be playing this position, maybe looking here, looking for anyone jumping down. I'm going to cop this particular flash here, and it's also going to catch anyone obviously rotating back onto the B site. It's going to hit them like so. So you line up this flash a little bit in the corner. Obviously you've got your smoke down normally. You're going to hit this little area at the top. Bolts, run forward until you hit the bottom of the window and let go. So you're going to throw it like that. As you can see, doesn't blind me at all. Pops behind the upper area and you can scale up with it. If you want to be a really supportive play, maybe throw two here. Have your teammate continue scaling, maybe take all these different fights and just get really aggressive with those flashes which land right in front of you but don't blind you at all. Now, the other cheeky little thing I saw Astralis do when they were desperate and wanted some kills when they came down lower is they obviously got down to the lower site. You often get trapped in this particular area. Well, they still had a molly left and they threw this particular molly here. They found the middle of the star, or this area of the star from the back, threw it like so. And they actually got up behind this and played a little bit like this, where you can see, I can see a lot of the site here. I can see anyone coming at Z, try and look for these fights like so. And it's really difficult actually if you're the CT to catch this player here. So you can see if I throw this molly, and I'm rotating out of Z as this guy here, you can see it's actually quite difficult for me to spot this guy, particularly once the molly gets going. He's basically invisible. He's right there, but he's very difficult to see. So for a few seconds there, it's a really one-way fight for the T behind the molly to particularly get some picks. If you are down a man and looking for some kind of desperation hero play, not a bad little one to try out. Next of our 7 maps to cover is Nuke, and if you're serious about CS and playing Nuke, you know about how to molly top hut by now. Pretty simple stuff. But one utility set that Navi's been using recently for a really nasty upper exec is this one here, where they come off the side of this little ventilation area. They find 1, 2 to the left, and they aim right about here on it, and they throw this util set where they molly, and then they double flash as they're executing inner. And you can see the molly's going to land and hit anyone behind silo, and the flash is going to land actually right here behind this silo of their map, which allows their teammates and whoever's entering to come outdoor and actually take these fights while this flash is popping. And you can see it's going to blind anyone playing behind the silo. It's also going to blind anyone playing heaven. Maybe that AWPer was playing outside. He's trying to AWP here. He's like, oh, inner hit, I'm going to come help out. And then as he's rotating in, similar to that train example, that flash is going to land right there and blind him as well. Same thing for anyone coming out hut. You can see if I'm scaling out here, my teammate's throwing this flash. Bang, it's going to pop, and then I can come scaling around here and kill this guy with relative ease. So great little combo that they throw that along with the usual combo with the molly top here, and then obviously if you're the player coming outdoor, you're just going to be doing your normal stuff, smoking off here, flashing CT event, all that kind of stuff. That's a great little util set, all the utility in the same spot. You're going to be blinding everyone coming and trying to defend this 8 site. We all know one of the favorite AWP positions to play is up here on top of the flowers, looking down here towards long. And everyone knows by now that it's pretty easy just to flash him off, throw some flashes from down here, throw him deep, push him off the angle. But one thing you can do if you know an AWPer likes to play there a lot is actually just kill him with grenades. The most effective one is this one here, where you find on this right side of this bench, just basically find the bottom left marking up here, and then put your grenade below this marking on the wall. So I am like so. This grenade here, it's actually going to hit any AWPer playing there, deal 57 damage to him. If you have a friend who also wants to know this grenade, the other one you can throw is the bottom of the same bench, right here where the 2 planks meet. He's just going to aim right in the middle of this orange section of the building, right about there. Is pretty good. And that's also going to land there. You can see deal a good amount of damage, actually do 110 damage to him. The great thing about the grenades as well is if there's an AWPer playing at the bottom, nice and close like here, you'll also kill him. Obviously if he moves back a little bit, you're not going to kill him, but a great little double nade you can use there. Mirage is the most difficult map to find new things for because it's been out for so long. One little bit of utility that Gambit's been doing religiously when coming out onto this B site is they have a lot of mollies left, and they like to throw these mollies coming out of this apps area. Obviously, you throw one towards van, that's really important. The other ones they'll throw is they get into this position here, they'll find this wall off into the distance, and they'll just throw it like that as they're running out. You see that's going to spread from the back here all the way and deal with bench. And the other one they'll throw is, as they're running out apps, they'll just get one of their later players to come out, find this pillar here, and just molly off the back of that to deal with this back pillar of sight. Also limits anyone rotating in from there. Now the other cheeky thing I saw them doing is when they get out to van here, maybe one of their later players has a smoke left still, is he has a couple of options as he wants to smoke off and help his team control this retake. First one being is he comes up into the edge of this barrel, he finds this wall off into the distance and just throws in the middle of that. So it's going to bounce off there and bounce nicely into the kitchen doorway area. The other one is actually going to be for this area. That's normally going to be broken, so I won't cheat. You're going to come to this position here and you're going to find this antenna. You're going to find the bottom of it off into the distance. I should pull out and I'll show you guys. That antenna that's off there, aim at the bottom of that if your details are high enough, or you can see this yellow or this line coming up, you aim up to the top of that, and that should land, hit this bench inside, and land back here and smoke off the window area. So nice little bit of utility going into B. Nothing too fancy, but good simple stuff that you can throw and not have any utility left when you die. Everyone's favorite map is Vertigo, so I'll try and keep it quick. One thing that all CTs are pretty much doing at the professional level now is, as the T side is trying to come up a ramp, is they'll throw what I like to call the swing flash. They can all fight together and try and catch the T side off guard. Where you come to here, right side of these orange bollards, and you're going to aim at this window at the top and then find this marking on this railing here. And the flash is going to look a little like that. And it's called a swing flash because you can throw it and you can run out and fight at the same time. So you throw it like that, pull out your gun, come out, swing, bang, you're fighting these players here. You can see it pops up here above this sheeting, so all the CTs aren't blind. But any T running up here and trying to scale up the side, well, he's trying to get to this position here. Bang, there's a flash in his face. The CTs are now fighting him. That's a really powerful flash you can throw as you're rotating in to help lock down this particular site. Another map that's difficult to find new things on is Inferno. One molly I got shown for retaking the A site, which was just this one for mini pit, and it's only useful if you are behind the cover of this particular smoke here. It's come into this couch, aim at the top left of this orange book on the bookshelf, and then walk out and line yourself up like so. Then as the smoke's fading, you can throw that, let it disappear, bang, get a flash, and you're now fighting anyone who is trying to play their after plant from headshot, because he has to move all the way back here. He's no longer on a headshot angle. He has to try and maybe move across the big pit. And if you time that right as the smoke's fading, he can now be facing 2 or 3 CTs trying to retake this site. And he's going to be in a lot of trouble if he doesn't get some help from someone else to try and support him. So that's a great little molly you can throw there behind the cover of the smoke. When it does to at a decent level, you know that often taking map control involves using this molly as the T side. Clears out all these annoying close angles to allow you to prod out middle. This molly spreads to both sides of mid, forcing any CT to play far back, and you have to worry about them as you're going through and taking that cat control. One thing we've seen a couple of pro teams doing to try and catch the CT off guard, because obviously if that molly's up, you don't think any T's are going to be walking out middle to take duels, is they'll throw this molly here instead, where they line up with this marking on the wall. They find this line up above the mid doors and throw a molly a little bit like that. Now that's going to land off to the right side. It's going to look like our normal molly, but it's actually going to allow the T side to walk out here and take any duels that the CTs might not be expecting on a timing where they're not really looking for a fight in the middle. They're probably out there to use that time to deal with B or deal with some kind of other information. So a cheeky little molly that looks like a standard color default, but it's not, and you can catch the CTs off guard. But that is the end of the video, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe if you did enjoy, and I'll catch you all in the next video.